The experience of losing a loved one is difficult for all families, but in unique circumstances, families who get to participate in the organ donation process when their loved one passes away are also heroes joining Texas Organ Sharing Alliance in our mission to save lives through the power of organ donation. In a time of grief, these courageous families either supported a loved one's choice to donate or said yes to life on their behalf. But what happens to donor families after donation? Our special guest on TOSA Talks this week is TOSA Donor Family Services Manager Adriana Almanza to share about resources for families in Central and South Texas. Thank you for joining us, Adriana.
Thank you for having me.
We're glad you're here. Well, can you briefly explain your role at TOSA and the purpose of the Donor Family Services Department?
So I'm the manager of donor family services here at TOSA. I have been with the organization for 5 years, since 2015. I often like to think that I have the most unique role at TOSA in that I get to work alongside donor families through their grief journey following the donation of their loved one at the hospital, and then of course on to aftercare. We have some families that are still involved 25 years later. We offer an array of services from bereavement resources to memorial activities. So of course, letting the family know what was able to be recovered and then transplanted. We send them a folder of bereavement resources along with the letter explaining what was able to be transplanted. We offer volunteering opportunities for donor families who are interested in sharing about their loved one. And then, of course, we offer memorial activities, any remembrance ceremonies to honor the donors and their loved one for their courageous decision. And lastly, the most important thing and the number one question we always get is correspondence between donor families and recipients. So how to write to the recipient and how to ultimately meet them if that's something that they're interested in doing.
And COVID-19 has removed the in-person element of supporting our donor families. How is TOSA responding to that?
Right now, TOSA has done a lot of virtual activities. We were lucky enough to participate with the Association of Organ Procurement Organizations earlier this year for Donor Remembrance Day. Donor families were able to go online and post their loved one's name in a virtual garden, along with many other people throughout the nation, offering information via TOSA Talks, much how we're doing now, and of course, social media as well.
Center for Life, a specialized center dedicated to donation, has played a key role in saving 116 lives from 36 heroic donors, many of whom were transferred to the center from across Central and South Texas. How is TOSA using the CFL to support donor families at this time of loss, and what has the response been to donating during the COVID-19 crisis?
Yeah, so despite approaches being done electronically, and despite some families not being able to say goodbye in person because of COVID-19 regulations, their loved ones are still being given the opportunity to donate. Because of the Center for Life, they're being transferred to this facility, so they're still able to honor their loved one via donation and continue their legacy. And the numbers prove it. Families are still saying yes to donation. As you mentioned, the 36 donors, 20 of those heroic men and women were registered to the Donate Life Texas registry.
And what would your recommendation be to families as they start on their grief journey?
The number one most important thing is self-care. We always want to take care of ourselves first, and with COVID-19, that's something that's a really big focus. And connecting with TOSA, one thing we want families to know is we like to give families their space to grieve, but we're always here. So if there's anything you need, feel free to reach out to us. Of course, honoring your loved one. We have a Unite for Life portal via the Donate Life Texas website, and families are given the opportunity to create campaigns to honor their loved one and spread the message about donation and registering others in honor of the donor. And then, of course, lastly, when you're ready, volunteering with TOSA, sharing your story and inspiring others to sign up.
Adriana, thank you for sharing more about TOSA's Donor Family Services and the resources it provides. To learn more about this special program and to sign up to save lives, visit our website at tosa1.org and tune in to the next TOSA Talks.